Hey everyone, it's Jeff Fisher of High School Football America in the NFL Play Football studio, and I'm joined by a longtime friend, Diane Bloodworth, the founder and CEO of scoutSMART. Diane, I guess we're some sort of COVID friends because that's when actually our relationship was before that, but the new version of it with scoutSMART came down in COVID. So it's so good to have you here. You're doing a lot on the flag side, the tackle side. Thanks for taking some time with me today.
Thanks, Jeff. It's great to be here with you today. We really value our partnership with High School Football America, so excited to be here.
Yes, and we're excited. You're going to see this soon. Of course, we're collecting nominations now for the High School Football America Academic All-America team. Diane gave me a big number. I like that number. We continue to grow. It's 22,000 up until this point over the first 5 years, and we'll talk a little bit about nominations and all that coming up here in a second. But what I want to dive into is where we are with the launch of HSFAFLAG.com and where you guys are focusing too on the flag side. Let's get the 30,000 foot view right now. What is scoutSMART doing? Because I know you're on the cutting edge as flag booms, not only here in America, but around the world.
Yeah, it's a really growing market, which gives us a lot of opportunities to make a difference. Because it is an emerging market, it's not quite as mature as, for example, tackle in terms of knowledge of the sport or knowledge of recruiting. So what we were doing is we had one of our partners actually approach us. We were their recruiting partner for the tackle side, and they said, would you consider, adding flag to scoutSMART and being our recruiting partner? And at the time, this was about a year and a half ago, and I'm like, well, is flag really growing that fast? Is this a good business decision? And all my research, and even that partner sent me some research. He's like, you need to look at this. It is taking off, and he was absolutely right. And so we just made the decision to add flag to scoutSMART. So we have started building profiles of the flag players who want to play at the next level and working with college coaches who are looking for those players. Some of these college coaches are building teams from the ground up. They have no players. So they're looking for a lot of recruits. And so we really are helping the coaches find their players. We're also doing a lot around recruiting education for the players and their families. And the number one thing that college coaches told us is these girls don't have video on their scoutSMART profiles, and we need that. And we'll talk about that, I think, in the podcast. But we have
Yes, we
developed
will.
a tool called scoutVISION to help with that. We're trying to solve a problem.
Yes, we're going to get to that, and we'll get to that in the question after this question because, I assume since we've known each other for, many, many years that everybody knows what scoutSMART is, but maybe before we get into Scout Vision, kind of
Yeah,
blend flag and tackle together. You mentioned the
sure.
profiles, it's free. Let's talk a little bit about that so the people that are new to scoutSMART understand exactly what you do and what's out there if they're a player, whether it's in tackle or in flag.
Yeah, that's great. scoutSMART is a platform. It is recruiting analytics. We develop a full profile for both tackle and flag players, trying to get as many data points as we can. The college coaches then can come in and search those profiles. They can filter them a lot of different ways. They can set up what's most important to them so they truly find the players that fit their program. On the tackle side, we're at about 55,000 player profiles. On flag, we're about 2,800. So really trying to grow that. Not quite as many girls know that they want to necessarily play at the collegiate level. So it's taking a little bit longer to build that, but we didn't build the 55,000 overnight either. So all
Takes a little
good.
bit of work.
It does.
We both know what it's like to roll up our sleeves and get to work on things like this. Folks, if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, down below you'll see the links to scoutSMART. And if you go on highschoolfootballamerica.com or hsfaflag.com, which is where this will also be living, we'll have all kinds of links of how you can, if you're a player, get in touch with scoutSMART, or if you're a coach. I don't want to go too deep on this here because I've got a lot of other things I want to get to, which is the Scout Vision thing, which is really exciting, and that is flag related. So go ahead. Scout Vision sounds cool. It's got like a 22nd century sound to it.
It is, and it is a very innovative tool. We're so excited about it. And, with computer vision and AI, there's just a lot more that can be done now. And so we have decided because we really needed video for these players, and a lot of them don't have access, one, to good game video or to the tools to make highlight videos, because unfortunately, girls flag is not played in all high schools in the country right now. And so they don't necessarily have the tool set, or they might play on a travel team. And so they don't really have the technology and tools. So we decided to do something, not to just put them on a level playing field with the boys. We decided to do something that would even put them, like you said, even more innovative for them. So what Scout Vision does is we can take any type of video, even if it's mom on the sideline with her iPhone, we can take an iCloud video. As long as we can, it's decent quality. We need, right now, we need to see the jersey number of the player to create that highlight. That's how we do it, is by jersey number. But we're working on some other things that might not make that a requirement forever. But as long as we can see that, we can then put together a great highlight video for the girls very easily. It's just a matter of submitting it. The Scout Vision, the computer vision does the work, and we produce a great highlight video. I'll give you an example.
Go
So
ahead.
we had one of our all-star players here in Georgia. She created a scoutSMART profile, and she put on a full game video, a YouTube video, which was full game. Well, no college coach is going to sit there and watch an hour and 18 minutes, and it included the coin toss and everything, which is great if you're mom, but it's not great if you're a coach. So, what we do is first we take that video. This is good for coaches, high school coaches or college coaches. We can remove all the inactivity. So you just submit it to inactivity filtering. So we take that hour and 18 minutes and take it down to about 22 minutes of actual plays. So that makes it really easy then if a coach is trying to game plan or look back at what happened in that game, it makes it really easy. And
Oh, I
then
love it.
yeah, yeah. And then the second step, if you wanted a highlight video, is you would submit it to player tracking. It would ask you for your jersey number and your jersey color and come back with highlights.
I love it. It does sound 22nd century. I know that's way off in the future, but I wanted to make it really futuristic. So I
It,
love
it
it
is
to death. I mean, and what's the feedback been? I know it's just fairly new, but I mean, just the fact that you can scope an hour 18 down to something that, as we know, coaches are, limited in their time. I mean, what's the feedback been so far?
The coaches like that because it doesn't require a lot of their interaction in order to do that inactivity filtering. They just submit it. Now, right now, we are asking for a 24-hour turnaround because we want to QA the video and just make sure everything is good, that our users are going to have a good result. So we are doing that. But the coaches really like the fact that it's very easy to use and that they don't have to be techie, right? They can just hit a button and submit it. The players love it because it really highlights them. We just did one, it puts a bounding box around them. So even some of the players that have highlight videos, it's tough to follow them on the field. And it's really kind of exciting to be able to follow these girls and see their plays. We're working on an enhancement that will allow them to order the plays because we really encourage the girls to make sure their best play is first. If you want to get the
Right.
attention of a coach, don't bury it, 4 minutes in. They may not watch that long. So we're going to allow them to change the order of those highlights to make sure that that first highlight is there. So initial feedback is really positive. I think there's a lot of ideas. There's a lot of ideas of what we can do, and we're very receptive to that.
In some ways, and I've hired a lot of people, when you're around for half a century doing what I do, you've done a few things, and I've hired a lot of people along the way. And it sounds like, and I tell this to kids all the time because they're like, well, what does your television background have to do with me making a videotape? I'm like, well, that's easy to answer, but in television, it used to be, and this is how old I am, when you got your VHS tape, somebody was looking to get a job, I'd pop it in the machine, the VHS player. People that don't know what a VHS is, Google it. And then you had a 15-second rule. And within the first 15 seconds, you better be slamming because you needed to get to
Yes,
30 seconds. And if you weren't tight for
right.
30 seconds, you probably were getting popped out of the VCR and the next one was going in. So I agree with you completely on that. Hot as can be, right at the top, best of the best. Don't mess around. um,
Exactly.
here might be some good feedback for any parent that might be watching this, which is, and I think you said it well at the top, coaches starting from square one. I mean, it's literally the wild, wild west in
Yeah.
some way, shape, or form with the difference between high school and getting to college now. What's some of the feedback you're getting as you talk to coaches? I know it's kind of you're new at it and all, but what are the
Mhm.
coaches saying? What are they looking for when they come to Scout Smart or they're looking at players? Do you have any nuggets there that the parents can glean onto?
Yes, certainly. So they're looking for complete profiles. They're looking for contact information. They're looking for any data points that that player has. The video is key for evaluation. They've also told me, and this is kind of beyond ScoutSmart, but they find them on ScoutSmart, then they set up, a meeting or call with them. Make sure that your daughter has a professional approach in that call, and I really encourage the parents and the players learn a little bit about the recruiting process. I don't know that it's always as clear or as transparent if you're not working in the process. So make sure you do a little bit of homework. We offer some free webinars on recruiting. We did one in December. It was the power of video in college recruiting. So those kinds of things, do your homework. And also I would say to the girls and the parents, think about where you might want to play too, right?
Yeah,
And that's getting broader. The NCAA has approved in January flag football as an emerging sport. I think I saw Nebraska just made an offer to one of
they
the
did.
top players. So you're going to see a real growth of the sport at the collegiate level and more scholarships. I mean, you're seeing a lot of academic scholarships and other things right now too. But I would just really say, do your homework and really think about where you want to go to school, where you want to play, and how flag fits into that.
Yeah, and while I use the words wild, wild west kind of jokingly, it really is that way. And but just because it is that way, and I say this to kids and parents all the time, you got to act as though, it is like you said, professional, 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 best foot forward, always be ready, always understand what it is that you're there. You're being interviewed, right? You're being interviewed for a scholarship, and it's just great to have that. One of the things, and this is a little ignorance on my part, I should have asked you before we rolled the tape. One of the things you and I have talked about in the past, and I know we talked about on our website, is your fit score that you have in tackle. Are you doing that in flag? And then, if you don't mind, just talking to the people about what the fit score is with ScoutSmart.
Yes, certainly. We are doing the fit score, and really what it allows coaches to do is say what's most important to them. There's kind of three factors that we look at: GPA. So a lot of these colleges right now are doing academic scholarships, or even to get admitted into some of these private schools that have flag football, you need a certain GPA. So a lot of them, that GPA is very important, and that would be a big part of the fit score for them. We look at your stats, your high school stats. We know not everyone has stats right now, but we have developed a stat score for the players. And then there is a skill evaluation. And we have brought on board Coach Alex Sweet. He is coaches flag. He coaches some of the top girls. He coaches at the high school level. And he is doing some evaluations. He sees a lot of different players. And he is doing some skill evals as well. So that gives the college coaches even a little more insight. So the college coaches say, hey, I'm really looking for, a wide receiver that has great hands, that has at least a 3.6 GPA, and that would all go into the fit score.
Yeah.
Now, one thing we've done on the tackle side that we can't quite do yet on the flag side is we would project the level of play. We would say, is this a power four player or is this more of a D2, D3 player? There's just not historical data yet. There's not enough experience at the collegiate level for us to have that algorithm. Now with AI, who knows, we might be able to develop that pretty quickly, but right now that's not quite there.
Yeah, no, it's incredible where you've come, and one of the you and I talked about this offline the other day, and maybe you want to spend a couple of seconds here talking about it now to the parents and the players. Obviously, coaches know about it, but technology. I mean, yes, the game is played on the field. Yes, it's all about catching and tackling and all the good stuff when you have tackle and pulling the flag and all that. But ultimately, technology plays a key role, and you guys are kind of at the head of the spear, if you will, right now.
We are, and that's an exciting place to be. We're getting a lot of interest and outreach from coaches and camps and others who really want to understand what we're doing and see how they can uh, be more competitive in their program by using ScoutSmart. So that is absolutely right. It's, the days of just knowing a high school coach and getting your players from that high school coach really don't fit this model. Right.
Yeah.
Not that, and that's not to say you shouldn't build relationships with those high school coaches. Absolutely. That is a great pipeline. But you almost need to find them in ScoutSmart. And then if you know that high school coach, go to them and see what kind of player and person this recruit is. But technology is really going to drive it. And I'll tell you what I like about that, Jeff. I think it levels the playing field a little bit. I think there's more equity. I feel like some of the players who might not get seen otherwise will get seen with using technology.
Yeah, no, no doubt about that. As we close out here, two things. As I said at the top, Scout Smart powers the High School Football America Academic All-America team. 5 years. This will be year 6 for tackle, year 2 for flag. So you can go to highschoolfootballamerica.com and hsfaflag.com. Go. We encourage you, if you are not part of the database at ScoutSmart, go on there and fill out a profile. Make sure you put your GPA in 3.7 or higher, or 92 or higher on a scale of 100. But what I want to close out with is in a world that in the world we live in, and you specifically, there's a lot of hidden stuff that's out there. And one of the things that I've loved about you from the beginning, because we only partner with the best, is you do what you say you're going to do. And I love the fact that it's free. So I just want you to talk a little bit about that so people realize that when they come to you, not all of a sudden Diane's going to go, oh, by the way, we need $150.
No, I think that's a very valid point. And we love powering the academic All-America team. I mean, it's very encouraging to me personally to see these student athletes who are strong on the field and in the classroom. That's, I think, it is one of the most rewarding aspects of running this business. But it is free. To create a Scout Smart profile is free. As long as I'm in charge, it always will be free. There's no cost for that. Now, just to be clear, Scout Vision, the video tool, at a certain usage level, there is a cost for that,
Fair
but
enough.
it is always free to have a ScoutSmart profile. And we're already doing some initial looks at some of those players in our database, and we've got a lot of 3.7 or higher players on flag and tackle. So very exciting. But create your free profile. I would say let's do it. Let's do it in February. Let's not
Get it
wait.
done now.
Um, get it done now. Don't procrastinate so that we can start to compile that list to get some good publicity.
Diane, thank you so much. Thanks for your friendship. Thanks for the partnership. We're just very excited what we've been able to do here, and I think the sky's the limit. And I can't wait to see all the innovation you bring into flag football. So thanks for taking the time, and we will talk very soon.
Thanks, Jeff.